Hi, my name is Hager, and today I will be presenting about the Federal Bureau of Investigation, commonly referred to as the FBI. So, what is the FBI? The FBI is a national security organization. It has both intelligence and law enforcement responsibilities. They investigate specific crimes that are assigned to their organization, as well as provide other law enforcement agencies with cooperative services, which include training, fingerprint identification, and laboratory examinations. They also gather, share, and analyze intelligence that could help their own investigations or their partners. The FBI's vision and mission. Their vision of where they want to be is to be ahead of the threat. Their mission is to protect the American people and uphold the Constitution of the United States. So you might be thinking, what does a national security organization have to do anything with public health? If you remember the FBI's mission statement, part of it is to protect the American people. And what is the best way to protect someone? To protect their health. In order to understand the FBI's impact on public health, we have to understand what public health is. Just a quick recap from Professor White's lecture. He explained public health using C.E.A. Winslow's definition, which states that public health is the science and art of preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting health through the organized efforts and informed choices of society, organizations such as the FBI, public and private communities, and individuals. To explain the FBI's impact on public health, I will be discussing the response to bioterrorism. Bioterrorism is terrorism that involves the release of a toxic biological agent. There's two scenarios in which bioterrorism gets introduced, overtly and covertly. In an overt scenario, the release of an agent is announced and articulated with a threat. For example, giving someone a letter that contains powder with a note stating that they've been exposed to anthrax. In response to an overt scenario, local law enforcement will be contacted immediately, and that includes police and fire and emergency services. The next to be contacted would be the Weapons of Mass Destruction Coordinator at the local FBI field office. The WMD coordinator is responsible for securing the crime scene and initiating the threat assessment. The FBI's Counterterrorism Division at headquarters would then be contacted, and they're responsible for coordinating the threat assessment. For assistance with the threat assessment, the division may call upon other agencies such as the CDC, Department of Health and Human Services, the USDA, and the FDA. Continuing with the response to an overt scenario, the suspected materials collected following the FBI's Hazardous Material Response Unit protocol. It is then analyzed at one of the state health testing facilities that belong to the Laboratory Response Network, also known as the LRN. The results are then shared with those who were exposed, the local first responders, to the local public health department, and to the CDC. Wow, I feel like a professor running out of time, so I won't really be able to go into depth about a covert scenario. But just to give a quick explanation about what it is, in a covert scenario, a disease is discovered through a group of people complaining about similar, unusual signs or symptoms to a medical professional. Upon testing, it is found that the symptoms are caused by the same pathogen. Then it is determined whether foul play was taken or not. So that's why the criminal act may not be discovered until days later. The purpose of this video was to explain how the FBI has had an impact on public health. Going back to that public health definition, preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting health. In regards to bioterrorism, the FBI has done that through the use of their WMD coordinators and Counterterrorism Division to conduct threat assessments following their protocol. The FBI has been able to assess and eliminate threats to public health this way. The other aspect of public health is an organized effort. And as I explained in the overt scenario, you can see that the FBI works with numerous organizations such as local law enforcement, the CDC, the Department of Health and Human Services, USDA, and FDA.